No, these forbidden places are strictly off limits to your, or anyone else's, physical presence or prying eyes. There is no Lonely Planet or Frommer's Guide to these places. These are simply places you will never set eyes on. 1. Coca-Cola Recipe Vault. The real thing is locked away, heavily guarded and out of sight to the general public in a purpose-built vault in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, the recipe is, anyway. In December 2011, the recipe was retrieved from its original vault at SunTrust Bank and, under high security, was transferred to its new home, a high-security vault at the company's World of Coca-Cola exhibition. No one knows for sure if the recipe is scribbled on a simple scrap of paper or in John Pemberton's favorite recipe book. Either way, it is stored in a metal box, which in turn is housed inside a 2-meter, 6.6 feet, high steel vault. This vault is never opened, and is protected by a barrier that keeps the viewing public several meters away. The area is kept under surveillance with armed guards, while the door is shut and can only be opened through a keypad and a hand imprint scanner. Needless to say, you will never see the inside of that vault or its contents. 2. Room 39. Even North Korea's top government officials know they can't make a living in the public sector. However, the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un, has an ultra-secret scheme to help him plan for retirement though. It's called Room 39. The elusive room, however, is not Kim's brainchild. It was established in the late 1970s by his father, the equally megalomaniacal Kim Jong-il, as a means to securing a hefty personal income. It has been described as the linchpin of the North's so-called core economy centered on providing a slush fund for the dynastic Kim family. This shadowy organization reportedly reaps profits by using 10 to 20 bank accounts in China and Switzerland for counterfeiting, money laundering, drug smuggling and arms trade. Room 39 has 120 foreign trade companies under its jurisdiction and is under the direct control of Kim Jong-un. North Korea is not a top tourist destination, but even if you did manage to get there, this is one spot way out of your tour. 3. White's Gentlemen's Club. Number 37 St. James Street in London has seen lots of history go down. In fact, White's Gentlemen's Club, the venerable establishment situated at that address, was probably a participant in many historical events, albeit discreetly. The oldest and most exclusive gentlemen's club in London has a rich history, sometimes clouded in controversy, sometimes racy and raffish, but no doubt always interesting. What began as tea house serving the newly discovered chocolate in 1693, became the private and exclusive playground for the British aristocracy and political class, where bets were made and deals were cut. Among its old members are the Duke of Wellington, the Regency dandy Beau Brummel, George IV, William IV, Edward VII and Winston Churchill's son, Randolph. Prince Charles is a member and held his Bollinger champagne-fueled stag night at the club before his wedding to Lady Diana Spencer. Women, however, are still excluded from the club, and probably most mortals. 4. Moscow Metro 2. Unsurprisingly, the Soviets also planned ahead for a possible nuclear catastrophe. Metro 2 in Moscow, Russia, is a secret, or not so secret, metro system that parallels the public Moscow Metro, but is larger, exceeding that of the normal metro system, and lying deep underground at 50 to 200 meters deep with only 4 lines. Built during the halcyon Stalin days, it was codenamed D6 by the KGB. There has been much speculation in the last 2 decades as to the existence of Metro 2, but reports from Russian journalists, high government officials, and metro authorities have essentially laid all doubt to rest, not to mention that the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, FSB, or the Moscow Metro Administration neither confirm nor deny its existence. The secret metro lines connect key government buildings such as the Kremlin with the FSB headquarters, the government airport at Vnukovo 2, an underground town at Ramenki, and other locations of national importance, and house ample living space for politicians and their families. Now all you have to do is find the entrance to the tunnels on your next trip to Moscow. 5. The Vatican Secret Archives. The Vatican Secret Archives are inaccessible, the actual place, that is, but if you're an accredited researcher, you can view any document you like. The archives preserve documents that go as far back as the 8th century, and its shelves stretch a mind-boggling 85 kilometers, 53 miles, holding treasures such as Henry VIII of England's petitions for divorce from Catherine of Aragon, documents relating to the trial of Galileo in 1633 on charges of heresy, letters from Michelangelo regarding late payments for his work, a 1521 bull of excommunication of Martin Luther, and a letter from Mary, Queen of Scots, written while awaiting her execution. After 2,000 years of history, you would have such things. The only documents you can't access are those that are not yet 75 years old, in order to protect diplomatic and governmental information. Indexes are available for people who want to see if a document exists in the archives, but your presence is neither required nor wanted. Six. Mesgorje, Mount Yamantau. Like its American cousins, totally out of anybody's itinerary. Founded in 1979, Mesgorje is a closed military town in Russia that houses staff working on the highly secret Mount Yamantau, believed to be a nuclear bunker or facility. Mount Yamantau itself is impressive, standing at 1,640 meters, 5,381 feet, the highest mountain in the southern Urals. American spy satellites have picked up images of large excavation projects as recently as the late 1990s, during the time of Boris Yeltsin's pro-Western government, after the fall of the Soviet Union. Two garrisons, Beloretsk 15 and Beloretsk 16, were built on top of the facility. Replying to American questions on the activity spotted on the mountain, the Russians have given a whole slew of answers, including that it is a mining site, a repository for Russian treasures, a food storage area, and a bunker for leaders in case of nuclear war. And like the American nuclear facilities, you won't be able to visit it. Seven. Ilha de Queimada Grande, Snake Island. The sole inhabitants of this 430,000 square meter, 43-hectare, island off the coast of the state of São Paulo, Brazil are, at the last count, 5,000 golden lancehead viper, Bothrops sensularis, at once, one of the most venomous snakes in the world and a species in danger of extinction since it has no other habitat. The Brazilian Navy keeps intruders away from this pristine island, especially as the only human ever to inhabit the place, the lighthouse keeper, reportedly fled the island with his family as they were being attacked by the Ophidians. Only a handful of researchers get permission to visit the island. Whether for dangerous reasons, such as the presence of poisonous creatures or lingering diseases, or because they are holy sites only open to royal families, or natural wonders that could collapse at any moment, many sites are closed off permanently to the public. Over its lifetime, some very peculiar things have developed around us, leaving people simultaneously puzzled and intrigued. As travelers, we've found that forbidden places in the world can also be the most interesting.